We're gonna get this workout done. No breaks, no nothing. Just do a triathlon. Morning, Trainiacs. After yesterday's 24.5K 15-mile run, that was followed by a 30K bike. Body's feeling pretty flat, but today we have the very last key session before I start tapering for Ironman Campeche tomorrow. So what that means is today we got about a 2-hour bike planned and then an 8K run after. And today is a really key session because we're pulling out a bunch of data from the workout. We are doing an hour of this at race pace, and we're gonna be measuring the FTP that I'm pulling there in relation to my heart rate. We're gonna be doing the run at race pace, seeing where the heart rate is based on that. And from those, we're going to be dialing in what the race plan is for Ironman Campeche, because we're going from cold climate, pretty ghetto garage out there, to a warm climate. So a lot of the power numbers might not be quite so accurate. We're going from a trainer to the road. So the one thing that we can use that's consistent should be heart rate data. So apparently Pat is going to pull out from this workout what my target heart rate zones are for Ironman Campeche. Also, we're going through the full nutrition plan on the entire workout. And the quick Cole's notes of what I do for that is every 5 minutes I'll take a good sip of electrolyte drink, and that electrolyte drink that I choose pretty much always has a little bit of carbs in it. So I use either Osmo or Scratch because it has enough carbs for your body to absorb all of those electrolytes. I like tapioca-based chews. So every half hour, I'll take either a dose of this or a dose of V-Fuel gel. Why I like V-Fuel gel is because it's really thin, easily absorbed, and it's not chewy. And that tends to be my entire race plan. For a longer race, a half Ironman, I will find a point in the bike probably that I'll take down a bar. But other than that, that's it. Every 5 minutes, a sip of water. Every half hour, some dose of chews or gels. And that's that. Let's get at the bike, okay? Okay. Because this is such a key workout, we're pulling out a lot of heart rate data. I'm sorry to say that I'm not gonna bring you along. Oh, you can hang out during the warm-up. But once we get into the workout, I wanna make sure that I'm getting accurate heart rate data by keeping the workout totally on plan with no unexpected breaks to be moving you. Ooh, it's cold, that's cold. We're gonna get this workout done, go out for a run. And after that, I wanna talk about what it would take to finish a workout. Because I'm talking a lot about big mileage, 15-mile runs, longer than what you do in a race. I get a lot of questions about, can I finish a race based off of training this much? And not I, you. So I'm gonna tell you why I train this much and how much you need to train. Let's do this. 4 minutes away from finish on the bike. It was hard, but it felt good, relatively speaking. I'm gonna finish with this 5-minute cool down here. No breaks, no nothing. Change into all the running gear right away, out the door with a gel, because that is going to be on a half-hour mark. So take my 2-hour gel. Now let's see if we can do a quick transition and get up to race pace for 8K. 8K, let's go. Guys. And so ends the main training block for Ironman Campeche 70.3 2017. Got in 8.07 kilometers, which would be somewhere around 4.2 miles. Bang on race pace, 4:29 per kilometer, shooting for 4:30. That's good, felt good, felt hard. All right, mega shake. I'll come back and tell you how much training I'm doing for the result that I want in Ironman Campeche, and how much less training you need to do for most races. That's right, mega smoothie and a coffee. I get a ton of questions along the lines of A, how much do I train in a week? B, how much do you need to train in a week to do a race? The answer to how much I train in a week, it peaked at 20 hours. Granted, that comes with about 5 hours of commuting to and from work by bike, and some very light maintenance runs of about 20 minutes that don't take much out of the body, very light maintenance strength work. So if we're getting into how much actual work, 10 hours a week, but I am working out 20 hours a week total. That's at the very high end. To answer that next set of questions, which is more along the lines of, I can only work out 3 days a week. I can only swim once a week. I can't run much because I'm injured. I don't have access to outdoor biking. Is 8 hours a week enough to do a race? The answer is yes. The requirement to finish a race, and I'm gonna say this is gonna be geared more towards people who have yet to get into the sport and are unsure how much workload they need to put in. It's a lot less than you think it is. I'm putting in these big hours because I've been at it for 7 years. My body has adjusted to that. I can take that load, and I've finished a bunch of races before, so I'm going for time. I'm trying to get as much out of my body as I possibly can. Earlier on, when I was just learning how to finish races in my first couple of years, I only worked out about 4 times a week, and that was plenty. Big caveat that I'll say to all this is in your first year or two, you should probably really be only focusing on sprint distance races or Olympic distance races. I find that people who make a really big jump into half Ironmans and Ironmans right from the start, they're going to finish. Yeah, that's no problem. The human body is capable of a lot as far as endurance sports goes, but you certainly won't have the success that you would if you did a proper build over a number of years, starting at smaller distances and gradually building up as your body becomes stronger, more adapt to endurance. You figure out your nutrition, you buy more gear so you're able to train a little bit more comfortable. All that takes years and years to figure out. And if you just go from nothing to half Ironman and Ironman distance racing, like I say, you'll probably be able to finish, but you won't be achieving as much as you can. So go into your first few triathlons with the right mindset. And I think that that mindset should be learn how to do the sport successfully with smaller distances before you give yourself such a big challenge that you're frightened of it. Or conversely, if your goal is literally just to finish, just go into whatever race you need to and train as much as you can. Where I think people set themselves up for failure is when they enter a half Ironman or an Ironman distance race in their very first year, and all of a sudden they're stressing out because they see people like me, pros on TV putting in huge hours, and you end up struggling with your training, and there's that disconnect of what you're expecting and what you're experiencing. Setting yourself up for that is setting yourself up for failure. So I would recommend that early on in people's triathlon experiences, you keep your expectations very reasonable, understand how much you can train in a week, and just train that much. If it's 6 hours, it's 6 hours. If it's 3 hours, it's 3 hours. And have the expectations that match what you can put into the training. And then finally, to wrap all that up, if you're afraid of not having a good race, but you really want to do it, and you know that you can't put in a ton of training, just go into that first race. Triathlon is a sport that you can do for the rest of your life. There's such a fantastic community of friends that you can develop. The experiences are phenomenal. It gets you kind of that nice competitive juice adrenaline feeling that we would get as kids playing organized sports that we don't get a lot as adults. So if you want to do a triathlon, just do a triathlon. Do it. Go into it. Rip the band-aid off. They're not as tough as they seem. Rah rah triathlon. Rah rah mega shakes and coffee. That's it for today. I gotta disassemble this whole bike. My bike guy James at Alter Ego Sports in Winnipeg is gonna get it for the rest of the week while I'm in New York, and he's gonna get it all dialed in and race ready for Ironman Campeche. So I'll have a nice, clean, fast bike by the time I get back from New York. I'll probably be seeing you from the airport tomorrow, and I'll start talking you through how we're dealing with the taper, because that's it. Taper starts tomorrow. This is great. See you, Trainiacs.